You are alone in the middle of the crowd, in the busiest corner of New York. Nobody knows you. Not yet. The people around you rush past, shoulders colliding, no one apologizing. This city doesn't see you, and you feel that, down to your bones. Today, you are making the most important decision of your life, but you don't know it yet. Level 1 associate. You're offered a job, a simple job. Pick up an envelope from one address, drop it off at another. The pay is good, no questions asked, and you don't ask any. Because your mother is at home, the medical bills keep climbing every month, and there's almost nothing left in the bank account. While the invoices pile up on the table, the options, the legitimate world, offers you keep shrinking. And just then, someone extends the envelope toward you, as if you'd already earned it, as if this offer isn't a coincidence, but an inevitable meeting. On the first delivery, you slide your hands into your pocket and feel the cash, and that moment, that single moment, changes everything. The texture of the money feels different, not clean, but real. And being real matters more than anything else at this point. But know this, right now, you are still an outsider. You don't carry Italian blood, you haven't sworn an oath, you haven't drawn blood. As an associate, you're under the organization's protection, but you're also its most expendable piece. If something goes wrong, they won't think twice about sacrificing you. You have no name in this world yet, only a job. You know this. A voice inside you says the same thing, and still, you keep going, because you know what the alternative looks like, and that weighs far heavier. Level 2 soldier, made man. Years pass. Quietly, patiently, loyally. You never asked too many questions, never gave too many answers. You saw the right things in the right places and learned to look the other way. In this world, being reliable is worth far more than being smart. And you learned that early. After a few jobs, you are shown that room. A dark, dim, damp back room. On the table, a gun and a Bible. The room is silent, but the silence isn't empty. It's full. Heavy, carrying almost a physical weight. They cut your finger, let the blood drop onto a piece of paper, and set it on fire. As the flames rise, everyone in the room watches you, and you say the words, "I enter this life burning, and if I betray it, I will burn the same way." As the words leave your mouth, you look back at that first envelope in the back alley, at your mother's face, at the bills. Then you look forward, and you understand that the distance between the two has finally closed. You are now a made man, officially untouchable. No member of another organization can lay a hand on you without first asking permission from their superior. This title opens a different kind of space for you on the street. You get moved to the front at restaurants, your back is watched in a fight, someone steps in when you have a problem, but at the same time, the way back is closing. You are officially inside, and for someone who is inside, there is no retirement, only different endpoints. As a soldier of the Gambino family, you run one of the organization's revenue streams, maybe an illegal gambling operation in Brooklyn, maybe collecting tax on containers moving through the docks, maybe weekly protection money from neighborhood businesses. The boss vouched for you. That means something, because he doesn't vouch easily. But never forget, that oath is mutual, and your loyalty is tested every day, with every decision, with every silence. Level 3 Capo, Captain. You're no longer just taking orders, you're giving them. You have at least 10 soldiers under you, and operations where you must track every account, handle every problem, and measure every man's loyalty. You report to the underboss once a week. Numbers, incidents, problems, the numbers have to add up, because if the numbers don't hold, you don't hold. And I don't mean that figuratively. Being a capo isn't prestige. It's being crushed between two forces. Pressure from below. Keep your men happy. Feed them. Solve their problems. Look after their families. Pressure from above. Cut enough for the family. Explain the numbers. Deliver what you promised. And while doing both, make no noise, never complain, never appear weak. You're laundering money through a restaurant chain in Queens. Dirty cash flows into clean accounts. From there into real estate investments. Then into companies that look entirely legitimate. Prosecutors call it money laundering. You call it business. And honestly, that's how it feels now. Just a different kind of business. But some nights, sleep escapes you. The face of the man whose life you ended 10 years ago, on the order of a suspected betrayal, surfaces in your mind. Not exactly guilt, you buried that feeling long ago. More of a question. Was he actually guilty? You never found out. And that not knowing sometimes becomes the heaviest thing you carry. Level 4 Underboss. When the Don looks at you, he sees the man who comes after him. That is both a great honor and the most dangerous position in this world. Look at history. The vast majority of the Gambino family's underbosses ended up either behind iron bars, under a bullet, or by the decision of their own patron. Because being the second man means carrying everyone and everything but the throne is not yours yet. You are now the operational mind of the entire family. You oversee the capos, resolve disputes between them, define and protect territory boundaries. You sit at the table with the other families. Bonanno, Lucchese, Colombo, Genovese. You now have a voice at commission meetings, and every word spoken at that table must be measured and calculated. The wrong word, the wrong tone, the wrong timing, all of it carries a price, and that price is rarely paid in money. But you start to realize, at this level, your greatest enemy is not outside, it's inside. The men who know you best, the ones you've worked shoulder to shoulder with for years, eaten at your table, shared your secrets with, are the ones who could most easily bring you down. Power changes the people you thought loved you. Sometimes you notice the change. Sometimes you notice too late, and the dawn is aging. You see it when you walk into the room, still sharp, still authoritative, but tired. The day the throne stands empty is getting closer, and as that day approaches, everyone around you starts looking at you just a little more carefully. Level 5. Consigliere, Advisor. Some consider this role the safer one, and they're not wrong. The consigliere sits within the hierarchy, but outside the chain of command. He doesn't fight, doesn't give direct orders, doesn't settle scores on the street. But he is the Don's ear, his mind, his conscience, and possessing all three is a rare thing in this world. You are now a strategist. Is the FBI applying pressure? Which capo talks too much? Which phone line is no longer safe? Which witness needs to be dealt with? You know all of it. Two capos in a territory dispute? You analyze who wants what, who can sacrifice how much, who needs a face-saving way to back down. RICO statutes, money laundering charges, organized crime regulations. You know how to navigate around all of it. Law, politics, human psychology, ego management. These are your weapons. You never carry a gun, but you are the most powerful person in the room. The men who effectively held this role during John Gotti's era survived even when Gotti received a life sentence in 1992. Because they were indispensable, they had the knowledge, the networks, the intelligence. So are you, until the day you're not. And before that day comes, you won't feel it coming, which is the most dangerous part of all. Level 6 Don, boss of the family. And here you are. It took years, prices were paid, names were erased, memories were buried. Now, you're in that chair. Or you think you've arrived. Because everyone who ever sat in the Don's chair eventually realized the same thing. This chair doesn't make you greater, it consumes you. Carlo Gambino died in 1976, natural causes, in his own bed, surrounded by family. An extraordinarily rare ending in this world. The man who came after him, Paul Castellano, was shot dead in 1,985 inches, the heart of Manhattan, outside Sparks Steakhouse, in the middle of evening traffic. The man who took him down wasn't an outsider. It was one of his own, John Gotti. A cold December night, a flat cap, a fur-collared coat. Gotti went on to earn the nickname the Teflon Don. Charges never stuck. He walked from every trial, smiled for the cameras every single time, until his closest associate, the name he trusted most, Sammy, the Bull Gravano, handed him over to the prosecutors. Life sentence in 1992. Dead in prison in 2002, quietly. As Don, you are now the head of one of New York's 5 families. The FBI has been watching you for years, maybe a decade, maybe longer. Every phone call is tapped, every meeting is photographed, every restaurant entrance is logged. You are inside the protection, but you are also the biggest target. On one side, wealth, power, and respect. On the other, the men who guard your back every morning, but could one day hand you over. And the difference between the two, that thin line between loyalty and self-interest, never looks clear. At this point, you understand certain things. Back when you were a soldier on the street, you didn't have fear, you had ambition. You couldn't understand a capo's exhaustion power made up for everything. You couldn't see an underboss's loneliness, you were always surrounded by people. But now, sitting in this chair, you understand, the top is not the most crowded place. The top is the most silent place because no one tells you the truth anymore. Everyone tells you what you want to hear. And the distance between truth and what is wanted you have to close that alone. Every day, with every decision. There is no retirement in this world. Either prison, or betrayal, or a bullet, or if you're very, very lucky, your own bed. But lucky is not a word that belongs here. The word that belongs here is alive. And being alive in this world means every morning is its own separate victory. The Gambino family still exists today. Quieter, more invisible, fewer fur coats and media appearances. But it exists. The structure continues. The hierarchy operates. The money flows. And right now, at this very moment in New York, someone is perhaps picking up an envelope from one address and carrying it to another. Hands in pockets, feeling the cash. And that feeling, that one feeling, changes everything. Level 1. It always starts this way. Always. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe and like for more.